All right, it's 10 o'clock. So everything's on Central Time. So it'll be 10 o'clock Eastern Time, 9 o'clock Central Time. I guess it's 8 o'clock for you West Coasters. Thank you for being part of this. All right, let's kick off this part. This is the 2021 PBSCCS Winter Meetings Trade Show. And then later on this afternoon will be the education part. I'm gonna screen share real quick. Scott, if you can give me screen sharing.
All set. Okay.
All right, perfect. Cool. Boom. All right, guys, all see my screen? All right, so welcome to everyone, right? Like I said, this is the 2021 PBSCCS Winter Meetings Trade Show and Education. Excited for this to finally happen. Lots of thank yous to everyone with all their patience in this transition. You know, we're going in person, not in person, and all of a sudden virtual, making this transition. So happy and thankful and humble for everyone that was patient through this process. And hopefully I got everyone's questions answered. And you know, I know you can't make everyone happy, but we tried as best we possibly can. Our trade show, the PBSCCS Trade Show, it's been around for over 25 years. Happy to be a part of this for the last 10 plus years. And happy to still be a part of this. And it's been great and it's evolving. You know, we started from 3 or 4 vendors and now we're well over hundreds that participate and support the PBSCCS. And, you know, we can't do this without you. Also, this is first year evolving. We're actually doing a live stream. So it's actually on our Facebook. It's on our website and it should be out through our Instagram, which is pretty cool. So we're getting a little more reach than just the people on this webinar. The host for today, I'll be the host for the trade show aspect of it, right? I'm Matt Krause. I'm the administrative director for the PBSCCS. All right, and then we'll have Frank Velasquez, who's an advisor to the board. He'll be handling all the education and be the host for the education side this afternoon. So we have a nice full run of 2 days for, you know, December 10th and 11th. You'll have the trade show in the morning and the education in the afternoon. So please stay by the whole day. I want to just give a shout out real quick to last night. Great job to the physical therapists, the strength coach, and the athletic trainers as far as the joint committee putting that together. I know what it takes to kind of put that together. We did it last year. You know, thank you to all the people on the committees. I want to give a shout out though to Cliffy, our vice president. You got Lee, who is on our education committee, and then you have Nate as well, who is our chair of our education committee and participating in that. And we appreciate their time and your effort. We know that goes into those type of things. And Jeff, with the therapists, listen, we know it's a big undertaking, and we appreciate all of your efforts. So great job to everyone kicking this off last night and getting this thing started for us for the winter meetings overall for everybody. Like we said, this is a webinar format. All right, this is the trade show aspect. So we want to recognize all of our Hall of Fame, All-Star, and Major League vendors, right? Since it is a webinar, all the functionality is on our end and the people that are running this trade show, so that if you have any questions for our vendors at the time, raise your hand, do the little raise your hand button at the bottom of the screen, right? And then we'll recognize you. I will, as the host, I will grab the question and I'll feed it to the vendor. And then, you know, if we run out of time, make sure you keep the questions in the question and answer. We'll grab them. We'll make sure that we get them over to the vendor and make sure that there's an email with it as well. And we want to make sure everyone gets their questions answered when you put them in there. Now for the trade show and the education, listen, the link is the same for both days. So don't delete it or please save it. I know if you don't do that, then I'll be getting a boatload of emails tomorrow. But either way, I'm going to help you out. But if you can, best possibly can, keep it in your inbox and you can use the same link for tomorrow. So I appreciate that. Later on, we're going to get a chance to hear from our president, Brandon McDaniel. He's going to get a chance to give you a quick update. He's also going to be able to announce, which I'm excited for, our 2021 Strength Coach of the Year on the Major League side. And he'll also announce all of our minor league strength and conditioning coaches. So that's an honor and a privilege for him to do that and be recognized. And I'll get a chance to introduce him right before the break. As far as the full day run of events, just so you guys get a feel for it, today's day one, right? Today we're starting at 9 o'clock. We're doing the trade show through noon, right? And then we'll have a 50-minute break, right? So we'll come back at 12:50. Make sure you're ready to go. And then Brandon, I'll introduce Brandon. Brandon will go through all of his introductions for the Strength Coach of the Years. And then we'll be introducing Frank Velasquez. He'll take over on the education side, right? And then we have 4 hours worth of education. You'll have Derek Somerville and Rick Short talk about a team collaboration of skill development, creating better baseball players. Then we'll have Dr. Meeta Singh. She'll talk about sleep and MLB, the cardiometabolic and mental health implications in players and the team behind the team. And then we'll have Pete Bomarito come in, talk about using the Proteus 2.0 technology with a post-activation potentiation, PAP protocols in the weight room for various MLB weight room phases. And then we'll have Nate will jump on, and he will be the host for the last hour of the day. And he has his expert panels of Major League Strength coaches, dietitians, and sports scientists, and he'll run some questions that he'll ask the group, but he'll also take some from the crowd as well. Tomorrow will be kind of the same thing. I'll run through that list of things for tomorrow. Kind of the same time, we'll just jump on. Don't need a whole lot of introductions again for tomorrow, but we'll get on. We'll start from 9 to noon. Trade show, we'll have a 1 hour break, and then Frank will jump on and we'll go through the second half of our education of the 4 hours the following day. And I'll go through this one again tomorrow. But last line right here before we kick it off here, we have a thank you. Listen, to all of our vendors, like I said, we've had these vendors for some of them for over 25 years. Some of us have been with us since day one. The PBSCCS, or the Professional Baseball Strength and Conditioning Society, wants to say thank you for all your support. Can't do without you. Listen, this is an education committee. It's an education society, and we do these things to help raise money to educate all of our strength coaches, right? I know you guys are busy. I've been in your shoes throughout the year. You just don't have a lot of time to be running around and doing the quizzes and all different stuff. And we want to make sure that you get all of your CEUs in one shot if you can, right? Best you possibly can. And we can't do that without you, you know? So we appreciate all of our vendors, the Hall of Fame, All-Star, and Major League, and the affiliate that are not at this point, but they do have some people that have sponsored us throughout the year through the webinars, and we can't do without you. So thank you for helping us educate all of our strength coaches, sports scientists, and dietitians. We appreciate you. And then we have to do one congratulations to Bradford Scott and his staff with the Atlanta Braves, World Series champs. Congratulations. We know all of your hard work and passions paid off. And we want to make sure that as a society, we want to make sure we say congratulations to you. We appreciate you. And we're going to expect a lot out of you. And hopefully you'll be on some of these committees and taking over some of these roles. But congrats, Bradford. All right, so let's, I'm going to unscreen share here. That'll be the last slide for later on. We want to kick this thing off and pop this off here. All right, so without further ado, we're going to kick this thing off. We have Chris DeSanto from Momentous, who's been an all-star and a Hall of Fame sponsor for us in the past. He kicked it off for us last year, and we know he's going to do another great job this year. So, Chris, take it away.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here this morning. Congrats, Coach Scott, on winning the World Series this year. Very excited for you guys to get it over the finish line and finish the year strong. For those who don't know me, I'm Chris DeSanto. I'm the Vice President of Sales for what is now the new Momentous. I started with the company in 2018, building the team business. And in July of this year, we merged with a company called Amp Human, the makers of PR Lotion. And if you would allow me, I'm going to show you just a quick video. Hopefully the audio will work this time around. I played with it this morning. Please let me know if you can't hear it, but I wanted you to kind of get an introduction to the new CEO and co-founders of what is the new Momentous.
Not getting audio, Chris.
Can you guys hear me? You can hear me though, right?
We got you, yeah.
Okay. All right. So that was Jeff Byers, our new CEO. I'm not going to waste time messing with the video. I don't know why the audio is not playing, but that was Jeff Byers, our new CEO. He was going to be followed by Erica Good, our COO, and then Matt Wan, who is the founder of what was the original Momentous. Really exciting time for our companies. It kind of has given us an opportunity to shift a little bit in mission, going from probably a more traditional supplement company to more of a human performance company with the addition of PR lotion. And if that video had finished playing, you would have heard Matt Wan talk about, the missions being largely the same. And I would have echoed that sentiment by saying that, our mission has always been to really create thoughtful, necessary, well-received products that have been backed in research and science. And those things haven't really changed since the merge happened in July. We, as a company now, just to kind of give you guys a little bit of a point of reference, we have won competitive, 6 competitive innovation contracts with the Department of Defense, totaling $1.75 million. And those projects range from studies on PR lotion at the Corey Stringer Institute at UConn and the University of Washington, then on to studies in menthol, collagen, and then brain drive or brain function. So it's a really exciting time for us to, what I feel like is, continue to, prove that we are looking to build best-in-class products, as you would have heard Jeff talk about. I wanted to focus today on some of the new product launches that we've had, because we've launched about 6 new products in the last 2 months, and I really wanted to kind of spend, the bulk of my time, barring any questions, on some of these new products. So you heard me just talk about PR lotion. It's a sodium bicarbonate topical lotion. We did just complete 2 studies this year, as I just mentioned, at the Corey Stringer Institute and at the University of Washington. But really simply, I think most of you are familiar with sodium bicarbonate in its oral form, and also what it does in the intestinal tract when you ingest it in long competitions. We've found a way to kind of harness the power of sodium bicarbonate into a topical lotion, and it's an electrolyte. And quite simply, before I get there, it does have drug facts panel on it, so it's FDA regulated. NSF does not have the technology to test the sodium bicarbonate, as I understand it, but it is a drug facts, drug panel, FDA regulated product before everybody. Because I know you can see the logos on the bottom of the page, but I wanted to make sure I kind of called that out. I have all of the research. I have the full length of everything that we've done, but I really kind of want to just give you an overview, right? When I am discussing PR lotion with customers and dietitians or strength coaches or sports medicine, I'm really talking about these three benefits of PR lotion, and they would be increased work capacity, improved hydration status, and then better recovery. And so I think the question then becomes, how does it impact baseball? And how would it impact your players? I would say critical times of the year would be when everybody comes back for spring training, when you're not really quite sure maybe what they've been doing. You're going to, get a lot of DOMs. You don't know what hydration statuses have been. You want the guys to be able to recover between workouts, but also they need to be able to perform for longer when they are competing. And so, I'm not going to read off all of these bullet points, but I would say when, pro sports is always a game of inches, and we're always looking for that 1% of things that's going to help us get over the finish line. It's the thing that's going to help us, play one more day, at a high level. When you look at things like, increases in intramuscular pH by 28%, when you talk about, water retention, when you talk about the ability to recover, we all know you guys play 162 game season, and it's a lot of travel. It's a lot of hotel. It's a lot of, getting after it. And so when you can look at different ways to help just your overall performance, this is a product that I would really implore you to bring into the clubhouse, try it during spring training, add it to your routine, and away we go. Let's see. So next, I want to talk about our new intra-workout product. It's called Fuel. The biggest, I think, thing to discuss here is, it's intra-workout, intra-game. It's a low GI carbohydrate source of isomaltulose, which has been studied in diabetics for blood sugar control. And, the biggest thing, I think, for you guys when you're playing, whether you're a pitcher, catcher, playing in the outfield, you really are looking at things like focus and outside of, keeping energy levels up during the game, right? Like, it's the mental side of things that is likely the first thing to go, especially when fatigue starts to set in. And so having Fuel as an intra workout, we have, the sodium and potassium for muscle function, the magnesium, the nitrates, to reduce the oxygen cost. And all of these, I'm happy to share these PDFs with everyone, because these are linked to research that we have on the products. And then, the flavors have been really well received. We launched this back in October, and everybody that's tried it so far has been really, really pleased with flavor of the product. And we're really excited about, the isomaltulose ingredient, because it's a 3-to-1 ratio of glucose to fructose in the form of the isomaltulose. Next, we did launch a hydration product at the same time that we launched Fuel. And just to be clear, Fuel would be a product you would use for activities that are going to be longer than 60 minutes in duration. Hydrate would be something that you would use where the time of activity is less than 60 minutes in duration. But I think obviously everybody will see here that the consistency across the board on the carbohydrate source is really nice. So we're kind of setting the stage to be consistent in the same way that we've, put prohydrolates in all of our whey protein from a digestive standpoint. And then obviously you see the sodium and the potassium and the zinc again as well. Really low sugar, really good tasting. Again, we all know you have to win on flavor before you can really realize the benefits of really anything you're giving your athletes. It doesn't matter if it's a hydration product, a fuel, a protein, it doesn't matter. You have to win on flavor. And we feel like we've done a really good job on the flavoring of these two products. Then this third one is one that I'm probably most excited about. And I saved it for later, on purpose, but we're going to launch a collagen shot starting in probably the second week of January. Again, we're suggesting 2 shots 60 minutes before training. Each shot is going to have 10 grams of bovine collagen and 35 milligrams of vitamin C. So we're suggesting 2 shots, obviously, because we're looking to get to the research-backed 15 grams and 50 milligrams of vitamin C. But, this kind of takes what we've already done with what I feel is a very, very great collagen powder product that we've made that's been really, again, well received in the marketplace to date. And now we're giving a more mobile, easier option to administer collagen to all of your athletes. It's going to be an orange mango flavor. I have many of you down for samples at the moment. But if you want samples of these collagen shots, we'll probably have them in the next week to 2 weeks in the warehouse, and I'll be able to send samples out. So please feel free to reach out to me at any time over the next couple of weeks and send me what is the best shipping information in order to make sure we can get as many people sampling the product as possible. But we are super, super excited about this product, and we really feel like it's going to add, a level of flexibility and agility, when sometimes you might not be able to, spend the time to mix a smoothie together or put it in some sort of liquid. You can just shoot this really, really easily. And then I want to finish with 2 products that have been in the market for quite some time now. Elite Sleep and Brain Drive. Now, many of you saw version 1 of Elite Sleep, which we just changed this year. It was a 3-ingredient product. It had magtine, melatonin, and wild jujube extract. We made a move this year because we have a standalone magnesium product now. We removed the magnesium from the sleep product and we replaced it with tart cherry. Then we added L-theanine and valerian root in addition to the melatonin. We've also made our sleep product a 2-pill serving instead of a 1-pill serving now, which gives us the ability and would give you, the practitioner, more importantly, the ability to regulate how much melatonin you're giving your athletes. So if you have someone who's sensitive that wants maybe a 1.5 milligrams, or somebody needs 4.5 milligrams, you can do a half a dose, a dose and a half. And they are coming still in the jars and the blister cards. The cases come in 12. The blister cards come in 50 blister cards with a 5-day supply. And then Brain Drive is our nootropic, and it's been really, really popular. And again, trying to relate this to what is happening, with your athletes, and kind of piggybacking off a comment I made a little while ago about just the treachery of what is a 162 game season plus playoffs. The first thing to go is sleep. And then not long after that follows, mental capacity and our ability to focus, and which impacts mood, which impacts attention. So I want to really kind of try to get you guys to look at, how do we help our athletes maximize the amount of sleep that they are getting? And then, how do we help them in the morning to wake up and really kind of kickstart their brain when they wake up, to help with the attention and the focus and the mood. I kind of look at Brain Drive like a multivitamin for the brain, right? You take it every day, it becomes a part of your routine. And I don't want to get off of this conversation without also mentioning support staff and literally everybody on this call. We're all, charged with performing at a high level for long periods of time, and there's a lot expected of us day in and day out. It's not really okay to have a bad day, even though we all know they happen. And so with Elite Sleep and Brain Drive, I think these 2 products are as important for all of you as they are for the athletes that you serve. And I think we really need to kind of keep that at the forefront of what we're looking at day in and day out. We've had a lot of, in addition to the players that we work with, a lot of coaches that really are benefiting from using these products in combination. And I continue to hear positive feedback from everybody who's using it. And so I would make sure, as we head into 2022, coming out of lockout, really consider these 2 products for your coaches and your support staff, because they have expectations that are just as high, if not higher, than the players that you're working with. And I'm happy to answer any questions offline that anybody might have. And then lastly, before I finish, I wanted to let everybody know that from now until January 31st, we're going to be running a special for spring training. That would be 50% off on all master cases of product. And you can mix master cases. You can do whatever it is you need to do, but we're going to do a 50% discount for Major League Baseball on all products from PR lotion to protein to brain drive to sleep on master cases between now and January 31st. And then lastly, Matt, thank you so much for pulling this together and everybody that was involved. I think Coach Guerra is somewhere in the background too. But thank you so much for allowing us to kick off the 2021-22 symposium. And we're really, really thankful to be here. And we love to support what you guys are doing day in and day out. So thank you very much for
no, thank you, Chris. No, awesome. Listen, I love the way you guys expanded the whole arsenal, man. That's unbelievable. I can't wait to try some of these things. Before we get to the next guest, I want to introduce Joe. I do want to say that I know through NSF, John Travis will probably talk to us a little bit tomorrow. On the topicals, I think there is some type of certification. I know you talked about the bicarbonate not being able to be detected, but I know that's evolved. We'll learn more about that tomorrow. And maybe it doesn't apply to you, but I just want our audience to know that there will be a certification for topicals, and John will attack that tomorrow. So appreciate it, Chris.
Yeah, thanks for letting me know that. Thank you so much. See you guys. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Yep.
Joe, thanks for your patience. We got Joe Amberlina, longtime friend and supporter of PBSCCS. And I don't want to take up any of your time. So Joe, take it away.
Thanks, Matt. I appreciate the intro. Thank you to everyone for your attention and time this morning. I think we obviously all can agree wish we were in Orlando. Never thought I'd say that, but appreciate you guys turning on a dime and allowing us to speak. Big fan of this conference and this group as a whole. So happy to be here. So very quickly, Clean Athlete, our mission is to power peak performance through optimal health by harnessing the science of sports nutrition to deliver safe, effective, NSF certified for sports supplements trusted by the pros for everyday athletes. You know, Clean Athlete has been around since 2013. We launched 10 products back then, been in business obviously up until today. And today we're trusted by 350 plus professional and collegiate teams. Much like the teams themselves, we work with someone a little bit differently depending on the team, coaches, trainers, healthcare practitioners, dietitians, in some cases, the chef. And then when you add in our consumer side, we really run the gambit of everyone that we work with, whether it be recreational, competitive, collegiate, and obviously yourselves with the pros. So, you know, what sets us apart in the market is the fact that we are third-party certified, but our entire line is NSF certified. We will always be certified. We will never bring anything in there that isn't certified. In addition to that, we're obviously committed to clean in terms of our manufacturing processes. We just talked about the NSF certification, but we're also CGMP compliant. We test everything in our in-house laboratories, which are ISO certified. In addition to that, the formulas themselves, very clean, simple, basic building blocks, nutrition, really complement a food-first approach, no artificial flavors, sweeteners, and fillers, and the like. And with everything I just mentioned, the other thing that really sets us apart is our ability to offer 26 products to you guys. You know, we were fortunate enough to bring on 3 new products this year, despite everything that has transpired over the past 24 months. But our products themselves broken down into 6 categories: vitamins, minerals, and daily essentials, with our antioxidant B complex, chewable C, our vitamin D in both 5,000 and 1,000 IU, our clean mag, our multivitamin, omega, probiotic, a chewable version of our zinc, as well as our 2 newest products in this category, clean joint and muscle, as well as a gummy version of our multivitamin. Our protein category houses our isolates, which we have unflavored chocolate and vanilla. I have packets, individual servings of both the chocolate and vanilla, as well as one of our top sellers, our Clean Collagen Plus C, which carries the clinical dose of 15 grams plus the 50 milligrams of vitamin C in a berry flavor. It's hydrolyzed and mixes very well into water. Don't need to talk too much about that one with this crowd because you guys are all big supporters of that. With our clean electrolytes and our endurance, which is a D-ribose true, and our hydration powder, which is a carb and electrolyte powder, that rounds out our electrolyte and energy category. Pre and post, we have our clean recovery, which is a carb-heavy version of our protein powder in that 4-to-1 carbs to protein ratio, as well as our sustained release beta alanine, and our newest of new, as in this week, clean pre-workout. And the amino acids, we have a branch chain plus PKTP, an essential amino plus HMB, and then our creatine, which again, this audience is very familiar. And then rounded out, we have our clean focus, which is an antioxidant formula for cognitive health, as well as a liquid version of our melatonin. So all in all, 26 products. As I said, we were fortunate enough to bring in 3 new ones, which we'll get to those on a little bit more. And we have on tap, if some supply chain things can hit, about another 4 to 6 coming out in 2022. So we know that right now, obviously with the lockout, this hampers things, but powering your athletes throughout the off season is a very, very important part of your job. And we did our best to make it as easy as it possibly can. So, when we follow up, whether it be Mike or myself, we're going to give you a nice one-pager to distribute to your athletes with detailed instructions for them to go onto our site. We have codes developed that allows them to take advantage of the exclusive MLB discount that we forward to not only the teams, but the athletes themselves. So the idea is this is turnkey. It's very simple. The athletes can be self-sufficient, and we know these codes are already in existence. I'm sure that some of these are very familiar with a few of you. We know they're being used, so we wanted to forward that out and make sure that we're giving you guys the best opportunity to get the products in your athletes' hands during the off season. Moving into our new products for 2021, we have zinc on the board because if you were here last year, it technically launched at the end of December, early January, but it is a chewable version of zinc in 10 milligrams per chew. And then we have our clean joint and muscle, our gummy multivitamin, and our pre-workout. Clean joint and muscle is one that we're particularly excited about, as it represents a filling of a hole in our line, as we didn't have anything really truly catered to the joints and the muscles, as well as the inflammatory aspect of those. So it's a 3-ingredient formula comprised of whole tart cherry juice, Tamiflex, and astaxanthin. We know the tart cherry helps moderate post-exercise strength loss and soreness. Tamiflex is a combination of a tamarind and turmeric seed, very clinically studied increase in knee flexion and joint flexibility in as little as 14 days. And astaxanthin is a very clinically studied nutrient in itself. The one that we use in reference most is a study with soccer players where they actually saw a decrease in CRP levels, as well as the inflammatory enzymes in their blood. Again, very short window, 14 to 21 days, they saw this, and it was only on 4 milligrams. So we took the idea of marrying all 3 of those together into a very powerful joint and muscle formula. It is in the capsule form, and the serving size is 2. So very eager to get this into your hands to get some real world feedback. We know from a clinical standpoint, it is very, very efficacious, but the real world aspect is always fantastic. Our multivitamin is by far our #1 seller. So based on a lot of the feedback that we receive for professionals such as yourself, it just made sense for us to have a gummy version of that. Obviously, the panel itself is much scaled down considerably due to the fact that if we put everything in there that's in our regular tablet, it wouldn't taste that great. So low sugar and also a pretty healthy panel. It is 4 gummies per serving. So if you have any athletes who are particularly finicky about swallowing pills or just want a little bit of a change of pace, we do have an NSF certified option now. And last but not least is one that we're very excited about, as it took quite some time to get to market, is our clean pre-workout. It's a combination of beetroot extract and organic caffeine, really mirroring the rest of our line in terms of its simplicity, only 2 ingredients. There's 75 milligrams of that organic caffeine in there from green coffee bean extract, as well as 5 grams of beetroot extract. This isn't a natural lemon tea flavor. It's sweetened with stevia and monk fruit. It is pretty good. It's a little, depending on how much you mix with water, you can water it down, but I actually find it very, very pleasant. It also mixes really well with our creatine, which is unflavored, and our BCA, which is orange. East and West, as I said, we have different codes. So my name's Joe. I'm in the East. For those of you who don't know me, it is nice to meet you. If you don't work with me, you work with Mike. We want to make sure that's very, very apparent. So please reach out to us, and we will be following up. And, last but not least, we want to thank everyone for their attention. I know this was, especially you, Matt, I know this was a little bit of a, pain in the behind to get this all roped down, but we appreciate being here, and thanks for supporting us. And we look forward to working with everyone in 2022.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. When we pull together, it's all worth it. But listen, guys, Joe and Mike know them both, very, very helpful. Love the fact you guys made the code, made it nice and easy for everyone in this type of environment to get the products. And we appreciate your support over the years. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, guys. Everyone, happy holidays from our team. We appreciate you.
All right. So next up, we have Deke from Woodway. All right. I want to say Woodway is one of our original sponsors, vendors, friends. Great relationship to the PBSCCS there from day one. I could say if we were in person for the last 25 years, Woodway has put some food in their mouth, right? They've taken care of some of our meals for the last 25 years and have always been around before, after any kind of social. I would say, so like, their tagline is Woodway's in it for the long run, right? And they have been. So take it away.
Thanks, Matt. And I want you to know that we do appreciate you. You're one of our favorite groups to work with. On behalf of Doug Barrowland, our owner, Eric Weber, our sales manager, and Woodway USA, thank you very much. We enjoy being with you guys all the time, and look forward to seeing you in before spring training. So on behalf of Woodway, I want to introduce to you Thompson Remo, our watt bike expert. And we'll be talking to you about some functional things we're doing now with Woodway treadmills that a bunch of guys are using, and with all the new guys, want to share that with you and see if we can help you out in more ways than just Woodway's with the bikes and the testing and all the information they're getting out of it. So without further ado, Thompson, take it away, and thank you for being here.
Thanks for the intro, Deke. I'm speaking with most of you on a frequent basis. All of you have at one point run on a Woodway treadmill before. Most of you have used the watt bike product as well. So I'll keep it pretty brief, but I will give a simple overview of some of our products and some of the new additions that we're bringing about. We're going to have a few videos rolling as I'm speaking, showing our forefront treadmill, which is one of our most popular treadmills. Many of you already have one of these, whether it's an older or newer version. One of the things that we've added to this model recently is a resistance mode or a braking mode. So it allows you to replicate sled pushes and pulls. This belt is dual directional, so you can both push and pull while still being able to see the screen of the treadmill, which is a helpful feature. You can also change the articulation of the incline, so you can get a little bit different effect all in the same spot in a very concentrated area, rather than having to load up weighted plates onto a physical sled on turf. We've also added resistance to our curve treadmill, which some of you are aware of and have already been using. That's our Curve FTG model. We have a variety of handrail options for that one. We have low rails, high rails. You can run at all different speeds while pushing against resistance on that model. We can also use it as a traditional curve. It has a little bit shallower curvature radius, similar to our Curve Trainer model. So it's not quite as aggressive of a slope as our high-speed standard curve model. Now that belt is one directional, so you'll see the straps behind me in that video. You are able to turn around, use those for pulling in reverse as well. Many of you are using the watt bike right now. That's where you'll be speaking with me the most. I'm our watt bike product specialist here. And a lot of the teams are using that for off-feet conditioning, which can have a lot of different connotations and can be used in a lot of different contexts. But really, a lot of the teams are using it for power profiling, using it for neuromuscular readiness assessment. The reason for that is it has the highest quality power meter you can find in a device with a fixed range of motion, 360-degree concentric. So while you're pedaling, that pedal revolution always stays the same. Those crank arm lengths are always going to be 170 millimeters. You can change the air resistance, you can change the magnetic resistance to elicit a bunch of different effects. But at the end of the day, you know that the readings that you're getting from the bike are going to be accurate, reliable, so you can use it in a lot of different scenarios. Everything from a 3-second sprint all the way out to a 20 to 40-minute conditioning session. Now, behind us, you'll also see one of our big new additions. We do have a few of these throughout the country that have been very big hits. We have our altitude chamber. So our altitude chamber is a little bit different than some of the other technologies out there that you may have seen in the past. Many systems will use a multiple separation unit setup where they basically take a bunch of personal units and daisy chain them together and blow them into a room and call it an altitude room. our system functions a lot differently. We use a single air separation unit with a giant compressor that's able to control the particle concentration within the room. So changing the ratio of oxygen to CO2 without affecting the air pressure. So the pressure is able to remain the same, and you're able to see that on the monitor behind us on the wall. You'll also see the humidity level, the temperature, and the real-time altitude simulation. You can change that whenever you want, and it changes very quickly. You can also set up a timer system. So you can set a daily schedule or a weekly schedule, so you don't have to push any buttons at all. You can password protect it so your players and other staff members can't manipulate it without your knowing. So we've used that very extensively, and we have a bunch of other teams and athletes using it very extensively with phenomenal results. So those are some of our biggest products and the ones that are going to be the most relevant to you guys. Obviously, we've done a ton of custom projects throughout the years, whether it's special surfaces for the military with boulders and rocks on the running or walking surface, all the way to custom treadmills for Trek bicycles where they're not running, they're actually riding on the treadmills. You'll see the Boost treadmill behind us as well, which is our anti-gravity treadmill, which is a huge hit in both military and pro sports. So we're always going to be here for you guys. As Deke mentioned, we're very thankful for the support and thankful to be a part of this organization and support you guys however we can. And we're excited to continue for many more years to come. At this point, we'll just open it up for questions and we'll go from there.
I have a question. What is altitude going to do for the players on the field?
So we have plenty of research that we can send out to you guys on the altitude, but basically it's been proven within about 12 to 16 sessions spread over about 3 to 4 weeks to elicit a year's worth of aerobic fitness development compared to normoxic training. So the sweet spot that we'll typically use is about 8,750 to 9,250, 9,250 feet. It's capable of going well beyond 15,000 feet. However, that's not going to be too pertinent for what most baseball teams or other sporting teams are using it for.
Is it going to allow them to feel better for longer periods of time? Is it going to take them to the end without getting exhausted? What's it going to do for the athlete?
Absolutely. I know I've had conversations with some of you about conditioning for baseball. What does that mean? And the answer is, when it comes to general aerobic fitness, we can make sure that they are in shape enough to be athletes. Now, whether it's baseball, football, basketball, that answer varies from coach to coach and whoever you're speaking with. But the biggest thing is you can train in there for a relatively short amount of time. So about 20 to 40-minute sessions and just a couple of sessions a week. Or if you only have a short stretch of time at home between games or being between stints on the road, you'll be able to continue to drive progress without having to dedicate a lot of time to aerobic fitness training. So you can focus on the other things that are important to you. Maybe it's skill work, maybe it's strength work, or all the other things that you coaches are very familiar with. So you can take the boring conditioning stuff and condense it into a very short, manageable amount of time.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. And if there's any questions, let us know. Contact us if you need any help. And we appreciate your time today. And thanks for having us. We enjoy this show very much and miss seeing you guys in person, and hope to things work out, and we'll see you in the spring. Thank you very much for your time today.
Oh, 100%. Thank you. And for all of your support over the years. Vic, is there any chance we get to see you in the chamber?
Not my heart doctor said no, not a chance.
All right, no problem. I just thought maybe we get you on one of the treadmill bikes.
I'll go in there. I mean, it's not a big deal. I don't know if you want me to do jumping jacks or what, but once I pass out, then I'll send you the bill.
Okay, hey, not a problem. Listen, but Thompson, your whole crew, Mark, everybody. Listen, I can't tell you guys enough that this group is not only as warming, inviting to everybody. We do have some new strength coaches, a new membership. I want to encourage all of them to reach out and meet with you. And when we get a chance to meet in person, make sure that everyone comes by and says hello. This group has been with us from the beginning, and love the continuous support, but also love the products. Listen, at the end of the day, you guys provide a great product and you help all of us keep our players on the field. So we appreciate it.
We enjoy it, Matt. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All righty. So next up, we have Genetics Overdrive, a new company, another all-star company. I want to say welcome to the PBSCCS family. And I'm going to introduce Daniel Austin and Dr. Henderson, but I do not want to say without mentioning Rose. She's been an integral part of getting this up and running, and I want to thank you for all of her time in making this happen. So without further ado, here's our Genetics Overdrive.
Good morning. Good morning. Hi, Dan Austin here. I am the founder and clinical director at the High Desert Heart Institute in Victorville, California. And fortunately, we are live here in Orlando. We came out here and we are newbies here to the MLB event. We're very thankful for Matt for inviting us to this event. And again, I also want to send a shout out to also Rose for putting this together. Also too, I want to introduce my associate here, Dr. Vincent Henderson. He'll tell you a little bit about his background in a second. Unfortunately, my partner, Dr. Siva Rudislam, was not able to make it. As a interventional cardiologist, he has been inundated with the recent uptick in the COVID surge that is affecting us nationwide. I know that these last 2 years has been a great stress on the entire country, and has been affecting probably someone that all of the audience knows. So this is something that I really appreciate Matt being able to adapt to this process to allow us as new people to bring a product that we developed in 2014 for our cardiovascular patients, and now we're bringing here to Major League Baseball. Good.
So I'm Dr. Vincent Henderson, former professional track and field athlete, 100-meter sprinter, 9.95 seconds in 100 meters, World University game champion, 9-time All-American. I'm also a sports performance chiropractic physician for Texas A&M track and field for the last 16 years. I own my own clinic in South Haven, Mississippi. And I continue to use products and whatever I can do to try to make these guys run faster, try to get them recover faster. So this product here, Overdrive, came across my window. And once I tried to use it, because a lot of times you hear products, and we get products all the time as being clinicians, this works, this works, that works. And so what I did was I tried it out, and I started to notice something in my own self. I started to have less chest pain. I'm 50 years old. I used to be an athlete, but you know, the chest pain thing, I worry about it. But then all of a sudden it kind of went away. But the other thing I noticed that when I was on the treadmill doing my workouts, it felt like I'd been training for 2 to 3 months, but I had just gotten back on the treadmill. So I said, something's different. So then I started pushing it. Then I started pulling out some of my old workouts. Then I realized something else. It's like, man, I'm just getting faster. I'm just getting stronger. My lactic acid is not kicking up like it used to. I got more oxygen carrying capability. So I'm noticing that it's working. And it started working really quick. It started working within the first 3 days of taking it. So then I got in touch with Dan and Dr. Siva, and we started thinking about how to get this in front of athletes, because I said, you know what? I've got athletes around me all the time. They're either pros or they're there. And so, but I think this is going to be really good for your 100-meter sprinters, 200-meter sprinters, 400 meters, for anybody that's going to do lactic type training or lactic type stresses in their activity. This should help them, because I just know what it feels like to do those things, and I know what it's making me feel like now. And so that's where we started. And so we got this product out, and next thing you know, we get it in front of Athene Mo. She's a U.S. champion, Olympic gold medalist this year. Kanera Hayes, the 400-meter gold medalist, U.S. champion this year. Fred Curley, the silver medalist in the Olympics this year. These are all people who are quarter milers. They've all tried this product, and just what I experienced is what they experienced. It's very quick. There's no loading. Within 20 minutes to 30 minutes, it's in their system. There's no upward dose. Some of the guys take more than I would take, but you know, they start upping the dose because it works on a half-life. It works flawlessly every time. Every bottle's been consistent, and I'm just here to tell you, like, hey, this really has helped the training of these guys, the competition of these guys, and also it's helped with the recovery of the athletes when we get injured, because it increases the nitric oxide so much that the blood supply is so much better. So we're just seeing just very increased recovery from injury, as long as also as performance enhancement.
Our parent product that Dr. Siva and I formulated in 2014, Argenx Vascular, is a product that we established for our patients at the High Desert Heart Institute. And what we were looking for is how this arginine nitric oxide formula could be able to benefit patients with malignant hypertension, or patients with peripheral vascular disease, peripheral arterial disease, patients with angina, all of this type of patients that with the benefit that we would be able to see how they could improve all vascular health. And but as a weekend warrior, I used to do marathons and triathlons in my activities, because it was one of the things that was a stress relief for me. In this world here today, the last 2 years, and we've been keeping our patients and staying under the roof. Everyone here in the audience, ladies and gentlemen, has probably experienced someone that they know or love that they have lost to COVID. And so as a frontline nurse with 35 years of critical care experience and working with these patients, this is a product that we have been able to use on our patients to keep them out of the hospital, to keep them healthy. The ingredients that we put in this product, we have a different form of arginine called arginine alpha-ketoglutarate. And one of the other key components is we looked at a study on a 3-year study on vitamin K2. And this study that we looked at the most efficacious dosing for reducing arterial stiffness. And this is important because, as Dr. Henderson was mentioning, what we're looking at here is we're looking for the cardiovascular patient. Many athletes, and this is the same in Major League Baseball athletes, many athletes who are looking for a burst of energy that are quick. Later on down the road, these are patients that will find themselves on EKGs or echocardiograms showing left ventricular hypertrophy. And so what we're looking to do is we're looking to reduce arterial stiffness from the outside in. And then with the benefit of arginine alpha-ketoglutarate, we're looking at relaxing that endothelial lining, okay, of your entire arterial structure. Okay, not only the macro arterial structure, but the micro arterial structure, all the way including the eyes, all the way down to the toes. So patients, even who may be diabetic, are getting better vascular flow, okay, and improved symptoms and that aspect of it there. Our product, it took us many years to develop this product. This is a product that we've seen benefit for so long for our patients and everything. Working in the front line with our patients, myself as a healthcare practitioner, as a nurse, Dr. Henderson as a chiropractor, it's do no harm first. Fortunately, working with an interventional quadruple board certified cardiologist who thinks outside of the box and feels that we can look at pharmaceutical grade nutraceutical products that may have the same benefit for not only our patients, but also for the athlete, okay, younger and older athlete, they can get better performance. So the ingredients that we have in here, we'll make available. Unfortunately, we're here in Orlando. We don't have the PowerPoint here available, but I can tell you this, is that the ingredients that we have in here in our proprietary blend have benefited thousands of patients at the High Desert Heart Institute. And we know that they'll have an opportunity to have a benefit for Major League Baseball players in this aspect as far as what they're doing. As Dr. Henderson was mentioning, it's exciting to me to see the compliance of the athletes when they see the results. And that's important for you, the trainer. When you see, it makes it easier for you, the trainer, when you have a product that you can take a product like this, okay, make it easy, give the product to your player, turn around, add some water. They can put it in their kit right there going through. Okay, nice tasting flavor. As Dr. Henderson said, okay, mix is easy. I'll take this one.
Yeah.
Good tasting flavor. They could throw in their packs, and the benefit is immediate. So pre-workout, during their workout, post-workout, okay, from the triathlete, the person who is working, getting on the bike, the legs are going to feel fresher. We have a study on lactic acid reduction. So we got 100% went longer. 100% of our patients, okay, recovered quicker. 100% of our patients, okay, had less lactic acid buildup, okay, immediate 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, and 30 minutes out. So we won't be able to take on any questions, but
Right.
we'll be available for questions at a later point in time. Again, Matt, I want to thank you for allowing us to be here for the first time.
Just real quick before you bounce though, I do want to ask.
Okay.
So I see you have it in single serving packets. It's not just in canisters. Are there multiple flavors?
That is correct. That is correct.
What are the other flavors?
And this peach mango flavor, and Dr. Henderson was really the driving force for us to get NSF Sport certified. We are NSF certified at the Heart Institute, but to get us NSF Sport certified, okay, to take us to this next level right here.
How many packets come in for the single serving packets come in a box then?
We can do it 15 and 30.
Okay, because this day and age, a lot of people would go with the single serving over the canisters. But listen, I appreciate that. I'm looking forward for everyone to get an opportunity to try the product. Probably maybe help some guys the first couple of days of camp, like you said. It works pretty quickly. But listen, I thank you for joining the PBSCCS family, and look forward to meeting you in person and getting everyone a chance to try the product. So thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Thanks very much, Matthew. Thank you.
All right, so next up we have Sun Chlorella. They've been with us for a few years. We have Alan Harold that's going to be speaking to us, and I'm going to get off and let you do your thing. Alan, we can't hear you.
Just gotta unmute yourself, Alan.
Alan.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, no, here you go. Well, hey, welcome. And yeah, we didn't get a chance to hear you, but Alan Harold, thank you.
Yes. Can you see my screen?
No, we don't see your screen. We still see you.
We're just seeing you right now.
Apologize. Give me 1 second. Okay, can you hear me? Can you see me now?
Yeah, we see you and hear you.
Screen. Okay, great. Okay, I'm Alan Harold. I work for Sun Chlorella USA. We're based in Torrance, California. And I'll go ahead and begin my presentation. So we've been around since 1969. Our mission has been simple: to bring the life-affirming, nourishing nutrition to as many people as possible. Our brand, we're the leading premier chlorella brand since 1969. We have the most digestible chlorella on the market due to our proprietary dyno mill process. We're the only chlorella brand that is both NSF certified for sport and Informed Sports certified as well. Again, we've been around since 1969. We really started focusing on sports nutrition maybe about 5, 6, 7 years ago because we received so many inquiries from strength and conditioning coaches, nutritionists, dietitians saying they tried our products and they received a lot of positive feedback from their athletes, but unfortunately they couldn't give it to them, recommend it to the teams because we weren't NSF certified for sport and Informed Sports certified. So that's one of the reasons why we did it from all those inquiries. Sun Chlorella is the official superfood of the Brooklyn Nets, the New York Liberty, and the Premier Lacrosse League as well. Our corporate social responsibility, we're a proud supporter of the Gentle Barn here in Los Angeles. It's an animal rescue organization, and the Midnight Mission, a rehabilitation program for those in need as well. So what is chlorella? Chlorella is a green single-cell freshwater algae. It's a superfood. Contains over 20 different vitamins and minerals, has all of the essential amino acids, fiber, and chlorophyll. It's going to keep your system purified and healthy. Some of the benefits of using chlorella: it gets the heavy metals, toxins out of your body, strengthens your immune system, supports joint and muscle health, smoother digestion. It's going to give you more energy, and so on. Chlorella actually has more chlorophyll than any plant on earth. Chlorophyll is the green pigmentation found on all superfoods. It's like an internal deodorant, cleans your blood. So chlorella has more chlorophyll than any plant on earth. It's the only source of active B12. That's why a lot of vegans and vegetarians use chlorella, because it does have active vitamin B12. And we're the only known source of chlorella growth factor. Chlorella growth factor is a game changer. It helps repair and rejuvenate your cells. That's one of the reasons why professional athletes get a lot of benefits from using chlorella. So the chlorella growth factor, it's produced during photosynthesis. It's found in the nucleus of each chlorella cell. So it's truly amazing. It's a game changer. The benefits of chlorella growth factor: it's going to help you recover faster from injury. It's going to help with tissue repair, immune support, help you recover, muscle recovery, give you more energy, enhance your stamina and endurance, etc. It's naturally occurring. It contains amino acids, vitamins, and nucleic acids as well. Again, it's produced during photosynthesis. It's the reason why chlorella can multiply ×4 every 20 to 24 hours. So it just keeps regenerating new cells in your body. They've done studies with cyclists where it increased their oxygen uptake by up to 20%. So it truly does. I mean, it's a game changer. You can only find it in chlorella. You can't find it in any other superfood or supplement. So that's why a lot of weightlifters use it, because it helps repair your muscles, and et cetera. I could go on and on. So let's see. So the cell wall. So the nutrients are in the cell wall of chlorella. So you have to get into that cell wall to get the nutrients out. Our competitors, they have broken, cracked cell walls. That means they use heat, they use chemicals, they grind the chlorella. When you do it that way, you lose the vital nutrients. Some people even have fermented chlorella. That means it's harvested in some warehouse somewhere under LED lighting. Our chlorella is actually pulverized with our dynamill process. It's like a high pressure, low pressure tube, bursts the chlorella from the inside out, breaks it down to fine particles. You get 90% of the nutrients out of the cell wall with our pulverization process. You see on the screen, this is the images that appear under a microscope. It's our chlorella versus our competitors. So you can see the difference. That's why we're the premier chlorella brand on the market. We're the only chlorella brand that's NSF certified for sport and Inform certified as well. So we're in Whole Foods, we're in Sprouts, we're in vitamin shops. We're in Air One, a high-end grocery chain out here in Los Angeles. So you can also find us on our website and on Amazon as well. Our chlorella it's cultivated in freshwater tanks in Taiwan, tanks the size of half of a football field. They're huge. It's exposed to full natural sunlight, grown using pure mountain spring water originating from 3,000 meters above sea level. So if anyone ever needs like a certificate of analysis, we can provide that for you, showing that our chlorella is checked for radiation, heavy metals, lead, etc. So you don't have anything to worry about when it comes to that. Let's see. So our powder is available in 10 and 30 packets. Here's a, sorry, I'm working from home. We're working remotely, so I didn't get a chance to put a banner up or anything behind me, but here's our 30 pack of chlorella. You can add it to water, your protein shakes, smoothies, favorite recipe. Some people mix it with orange juice, apple juice, etc. Just to give you an example of how chlorella is the ultimate superfood, it's equivalent to 2.5 cups of spinach and kale. So this is Ruben Tabares. He's an elite sports therapist. He's one of our brand ambassadors. He says there's no arguing that supplementation can really help athletes, but not necessarily every single supplement available on the market. Sun Chlorella is his version of a natural multivitamin, gives him energy, lowers inflammation from training, aids recovery, and supports natural detoxification. I'm trying to speed up because that other group took like 3 minutes away from me, but it's all good.
I don't know. We'll manage it. But you got about say a minute and a half.
Okay. I can send some samples out if you're interested. A lot of Major League Baseball teams have placed orders with us and have continued to place orders from us. A lot of their players, we received a lot of positive feedback. NFL players, NBA players, National Hockey League players, et cetera. So our products truly worked if you stay consistent with it and take it every day. Just to give you an example real quick, we attended the All-Star Week in Chicago a couple of years ago. We were one of the sponsors of the NBA Legends, and we met all these former NBA players, had a couple of events out there and received a lot of positive feedback from them. Many of them continue to order today. One of the former players, he called me up one day and said, this Chlorella is amazing. He takes it every day. This guy's 60 years old. He went from benching like 120 pounds in a few months to benching 300 pounds. And he actually sent me a video because I was a little skeptical, like, really? And he was like, yes, sir. And he actually sent me a video, and it's on our Instagram, where this 60-year-old man is benching 300 pounds, and he attributes it to taking Chlorella on a daily basis. So those are the type of results we hear about and receive from professional athletes who use our products. So again, here's my information. My phone number here, 800-829-2828, extension 0997. Email aharold, Harold, at sunchlorellausa.com. You can give me a call, shoot me an email, send you more information, get some samples out to you, let you try it. I'm sure you'll enjoy it, and you'll feel the effects of taking sun Chlorella as well. So
that's pretty cool. I'm going to check out that video too.
Absolutely. It's
I want to be doing that when I'm 60.
From September 6th. Yes, sir. Because September 6th is Chlorella Day. So yes, sir.
All right.
We actually posted it on our Instagram. So
listen, thank you very much. And we appreciate your support.
All right.
And
thank you. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
All right. So next up, we got a Proteus Motion. We have Will Waterman, who's going to be speaking to us. I'm kind of excited about this. We're going to hear more about this later on today from Pete Bomarito as well. I know it's embedded in his talk. And all right, Will.
All right, here we go. Let me just start up my screen share here. So thank you for having me. I'm Will Waterman. I'm the head of human performance and sports science at Proteus Motion. And we are reinventing resistance, okay? And I really wanted to focus this around power. You guys might have seen this crazy looking robot machine out there on Instagram, and a lot of major league players and athletes using this machine. So I want to start by playing a video that kind of explains the basics of what this technology does.
Measure strength and power for movements to perform in your life using forces in 3 dimensions. But to do this, resistance training equipment had to be reinvented. Proteus 3D Resistance has unlocked the first ever way to measure strength and power in 3 dimensions. So what is 3D resistance and how is it different? To understand what 3D resistance is, look at this figure 8 movement performed on Proteus. The blue arrow shows the direction of the athlete's movement. The red arrow shows the direction of the resistance or force the athlete experiences. Notice the resistance directly counters the athlete's movement and stays perfectly countered at all times. No matter the direction or speed, Proteus 3D resistance instantly adapts to mirror that movement. The result is a sensation that feels like moving through water. This provides a constant force throughout. With cables, free weights, or any other system, this is impossible. To illustrate, look at a trunk rotation performed on Proteus and compare it to a cable machine. On the cable machine, the resistance comes from only one direction, always along the cable towards the machine. If the athlete is rotating, the resistance cannot stay directly countered during the entire movement. When the direction of movement and the direction of resistance are not aligned, the resistance the athlete experiences changes. This makes it impossible to measure 3-dimensional strength and power accurately and strengthen the entire movement. Similarly, with free weights, kettlebells, med balls, or anything else, the resistance comes from one direction, but in this case downward due to gravity. Proteus 3D resistance adapts to provide force to directly counter any movement no matter the direction or speed eliminating the effects of gravity. Proteus 3D resistance is transforming the way trainers assess athletes and prescribe programs while delivering a totally new workout experience.
All right, so hopefully that gives everyone a better understanding of kind of what we do. Oops, excuse me. Of kind of what 3D resistance is, right? Because that's one of the hardest things to explain over video, and why you know, everyone needs to try Proteus at some point, is to understand that feeling of 3D resistance. But really what the system is about measuring and assessing power, acceleration, velocity, endurance, range of motion. We can take an athlete through any movement and measure all of these qualities. And then the software can give you insights on what areas need to be trained, and what areas are strong, what areas are weak. And then most importantly, you can also train on the device. So unlike a lot of other pieces of technology that do just assessments of, you know, just of movements, right? I'm thinking of force plates, things like that, that just take measurements. We're also allowing you to train on our device. So you can take an athlete through any movement, and you can measure any movement in three-dimensional space. So what you're seeing here is our 3D power map feature that actually shows you where exactly you're strong and where you're weak within the range of motion, right? So think about an athlete, a baseball athlete, taking them through a trunk rotation or taking them through their actual bat swing. You can find out where within the range of motion their power is peaking, right? If that power is peaking too late, they're getting too late to the ball. Instead of focusing maybe on peak power, you might want to focus on acceleration, right? And then you can track all of these metrics, right? Power, acceleration, deceleration, consistency, endurance, range of motion. You take someone through these assessments, and then what it's going to do is track all of those metrics for you, tell you how it's changing. Is it getting better? Is it getting worse? And the most important thing to kind of realize is you can do a full body assessment in under 5 minutes. You can literally do an assessment that looks at power from the arms, chest, back, core, and legs in under 5 minutes. Compare that to trying to assess power or velocity on other pieces of technology. It's going to take you much, much longer, and it's not going to aggregate all the data into one place. So the technology really allows you to be able to assess power more frequently. And as we know, power is the currency of sport. It's particularly the currency of baseball. Power is going to determine how hard you hit a ball, how fast you throw, how fast you run, how high you jump. And we really are focusing our efforts on bringing power to the forefront. And we really highlight that in our power report feature. You can take someone through these full body assessments, and you can really, really see exactly where their strength, these are strong, and where they're weak. So you can see here on this general power report, you know, where the athlete's strong, right? Spending maybe a little too much time working on the upper body, not enough on the lower body, or perhaps they had an injury, right? And that's why their power is lower on this leg. You can look at the differences between power left to right, seeing where the power imbalances are, looking at their power to weight ratios. You can also look at our power versus acceleration report, which literally looks to see where are they more efficient at building power? Are they more of a muscle-driven athlete, or are they more a reactive athlete? Are they better at their acceleration? Giving you a sense for which part of that athleticism do you want to spend your time on the strength, speed, or speed strength spectrum developing, right? And so that really brings us around to how to train on the system. So you've used Proteus to measure all these deficits, right? To get a sense of where they're weak, where they're strong, what part of the force velocity profile you want to train them on. But now you have the opportunity to also train on Proteus. And I actually believe this is why we've been so successful with training rotational athletes already, is I think we load, there's no doubt in my mind that we load rotation better than any other device, period, right? And that's simply because we're matching that resistance. We're matching rotation with resistance perfectly. We're mirroring that resistance. So it's forcing the athlete to create power from the ground up, right? From the ground to their hands. And you can actually see that by looking at these EMG reports that look exactly at Proteus versus a free weight or a cable, we have up to 87% higher activation and up to 95% greater overall work demand versus the free weight or cable doing the exact same movement at the exact same speed, right? So you get this greater increase in neuromuscular activation, which is key for power development, right? It's fast because you're able to work on both sides of the body simultaneously, easily switch between exercises. And you can even build protocols on the web-based platform, logging into the website to actually build protocols to allow your athletes to follow. And again, it's extremely safe because of the nature of the resistance being mostly biased towards the concentric side and really helping the athletes learn how to translate that force from the ground all the way to their hands. So any questions?
No, Will, listen, this was a piece of equipment I was excited. I wish I was there in person to, we get a chance to see it and experience it and go through the process. I mean, everyone on the call here understands the importance of, working through a full range of motion. Love the assessment capabilities. Now, with us not being in person, and obviously we do something in February, but with the spring training teams being in Florida or in Arizona, is there a place for someone, if they wanted to go test this out, to go do that? Like we're in Florida, and we're in Arizona or in Phoenix. If I wanted to jump on this thing, can I drive over and check it out?
Yeah, I mean, I think the best thing to do is to reach out to us. You can go to our website and reach out to us, and we can help arrange that. Obviously, some of our facilities are a little bit more public access, and some are not as much public access. So we'll just have to make sure we can arrange that. But we have definitely locations in Arizona and in Florida where we'd be more than happy to arrange that experience.
Yeah, because this is definitely something that you have to go experience. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's and it's something where, I mean, something that I think really, I didn't really emphasize, but it might help people understand that feeling is, imagine trying to do a trunk rotation, right, underwater, about chest high water, right? Think about how that would feel. That's how it's going to feel on Proteus, that your feet digging into the ground, having to be organized from the beginning of the range of motion all the way through the end. That's really what it's about, is kind of simulating that same type of resistance that you get in water or underwater. So
awesome.
Hopefully that makes sense. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, next up, we have Good Sport Nutrition. We have Dr. Bob Murray, who's going to talk to us about Good Sport Nutrition.
All right. Thank you, Matt. Hello, everybody. I'd like to introduce you to Good Sport Sports Drink, which is a new sports drink on the market and a unique one. And its uniqueness is because it's formulated with the carbohydrates, electrolytes, and vitamins found in milk. More about that in a bit, but first a little backdrop. About 5 years ago, I was contacted by Michelle McBride, who's the founder and now CEO of Good Sport Nutrition. And she said she'd like to meet with me to discuss an idea she had for a new sports drink. And so when we met, Michelle explained that her son played youth baseball. And like many moms, Michelle would bring food and drinks to the practices and games, said keep the kids nourished and hydrated. But Michelle was always frustrated by the limited choices in the sports drink category. Aside from traditional sports drinks, there weren't anything there that she felt good about giving her son and the rest of the kids. And in doing some digging, she had learned that there was a lot of literature indicating that milk was a much better hydrator than water and conventional sports drinks. And that's true. That's been well known since 2006. And the reason for it is that milk contains a wide variety of electrolytes, about 3 times more electrolytes than the traditional sports drinks. And the problem, of course, is that you can't drink milk during exercise. So Michelle's challenge was to try to find a way to turn the hydration characteristics of milk into a sports drink that could be consumed before, during, and after exercise. And she was able to crack that code, and recently Good Sport was introduced to the market. Now, whenever I talk to coaches, athletes, and sports health professionals about hydration, I try to underscore the fact that it's always better to be well hydrated than even a little bit dehydrated. And the reasons for that I'll go over in just a second. So it's important for us to make sure that our athletes understand that. We've got to teach them the importance of hydration to protect and improve their performance. And we have to make the right fluids, the fluids that hydrate well and provide all the benefits that a sports drink should provide are easily available to them. Well, as I'm sure you're well aware, there's not a lot of research on hydration in baseball, but there's an enormous amount of research about hydration and its benefits to physical and mental performance in a whole variety of other sports, including soccer and running and cycling and football and basketball and cricket and tennis. There's no doubt that staying well hydrated, preventing dehydration, helps protect physical and mental performance. Well, we know this is true in part because hydration has an enormous impact upon physiological function. Whenever we're physically active, and particularly when we're sweating or dehydrated by any means, there's a negative impact upon the cardiovascular system. The heart has to work harder because blood volume progressively decreases as dehydration increases. That reduces cardiac output, that reduces blood flow to every tissue in the body, including brain and muscle. And consequently, brain is affected in a negative way by not being well hydrated. And that has psychological and mental consequences. Muscle is deprived of all the oxygen and nutrients because the blood flow to muscle is reduced, and consequently its metabolism of muscle cells are altered, and even the lungs are negatively impacted by dehydration. So simply staying well hydrated.
Bob, I don't want to interrupt you real quick, but you're not sharing your screen.
I'm not?
No.
How do I do that? I thought I did it immediately.
Just go to the bottom and hit share screen. It should be in green.
All right. Sorry, guys.
All set. There you go.
How's that? I apologize. Missing all the good artwork here. All right. So here's the slide that I was talking about, where heart, brain, muscle, and lungs are all impacted by dehydration and being well hydrated. And when we keep athletes well hydrated, that protects their performance, and in many cases improves physical and mental performance. So simply by getting athletes to drink enough of the right stuff has a particularly important performance benefit. So the way to do that, of course, is to give them a properly formulated sports drink with the right amount and types of electrolytes and carbohydrates. And sports drinks have been around for so long that a lot of people take them for granted and don't understand the amount of science over the past 50 years and the variety of benefits that sports drinks provide. So here's just a short list. A good sports drink has to empty from the stomach as fast as water. It has to be absorbed as fast as water across the small intestine into the bloodstream so it can be transported throughout the body. The carbohydrates in the sports drink have to help enhance carbohydrate oxidation by not only muscle, but also by the brain and central nervous system, which are obligatory consumers of carbohydrate in the form of glucose. The electrolytes in a sports drink have to help maintain blood volume because, as I mentioned before, blood volume is drastically reduced with dehydration. In turn, the electrolytes in sports drinks help reduce urine production so that what we consume during exercise isn't lost in urine. After exercise, the sports drink has to maintain rapid and complete rehydration. And during exercise, it has to maintain the desire to drink. We oftentimes think of sports drinks as thirst quenchers. Really, we need to think of them as thirst maintainers, because the electrolytes in sports drinks are important in maintaining the physiological desire to continue to consume fluids. So good sport, as I mentioned before, it relies upon the carbohydrate content and the electrolyte and vitamin content of milk in order to produce rapid and long-lasting hydration. Because whenever you take milk and remove its proteins and proteins and fats, you're left with carbohydrates, electrolytes, and vitamins, all of which form the basis for the Good Sport product. Now, to confirm that Good Sport has the hydration characteristics of milk, we've teamed with researchers at Penn State on a handful of studies that demonstrate the hydration efficacy of Good Sport compared to water and conventional sports drinks. So what we know from this research, the results of which I'll show you on the next slide, is that Good Sport provides better hydration compared to water in a leading sports drink, much the same way that regular milk does. And it does so even 2 hours after it's consumed, which is a pretty astonishing result. And subsequent studies showed that Good Sport improves exercise performance in much the same way that you'd expect any sports drink to do, by providing carbohydrates that become metabolized by muscle. So here's a simple bar graph showing the results of the study at Penn State. They used a protocol called the Beverage Hydration Index, which is a very standard protocol that can be used across laboratories, simply to compare the hydration characteristics of one beverage to a variety of others. And in this case, you can take a look just at the size of the bar graph and see that Good Sport compared in a very favorable and significantly greater hydration response compared to water and a traditional sports drink. And that's because Good Sport has 3 times the electrolyte content of a traditional sports drink and a third fewer calories, but enough calories, enough carbohydrate to promote improved exercise performance. And subjects stayed hydrated, better hydrated for longer on Good Sport compared to water and the traditional sports drink. Here's a simple comparison chart that shows the Good Sport formula versus Gatorade, Powerade, and Body Armor. And you can very quickly see the difference in electrolyte content, much higher, lower sugar content, consequently lower calories, and an all-natural product. So I'd just like to leave you with this slide that emphasizes the fact that hydration protects performance. And hopefully this is something that you already know in practice, but in a sport like baseball, where there's so much skill involved, being well hydrated protects all those skill-related elements that can be impaired by dehydration. There are a number of professional teams across sports that now provide Good Sport to their athletes. And so if you're interested in learning more about Good Sport, you can check out their website at goodsport.com or follow the Good Sport on social media. If you're interested in having samples sent to you, feel free to email your information to info@goodsport.com. And for those of you who will be at the NSCA meeting in San Antonio in January, Good Sport will be there with a booth. So certainly feel free to stop by and introduce yourself and learn more about the product. So thank you very much for your attention.
Thanks, Dr. Bob.
You're welcome, Matt.
You get that a lot from Meet the Parents, Dr. Bob.
Yeah, that seems to be the default.
No, listen, I got a chance to meet Michelle at the NSCA National Convention and got to try all the different flavors. The product tastes good. That's step one. So anyone, you should reach out and get samples and test it out. So I appreciate it.
You're most welcome.
Next up, we're going to bring back Chris Gallagher. I believe Chris, you up and running?
Think so.
We can hear you.
Nice. I had to turn off my laptop and do this again, so I appreciate it.
All righty. You ready?
I'm going to share my screen.
Screen share? Okay.
Hello. Hope you guys are doing well and enjoying your fall/winter. Just wanted to, it's been a long time and I've been part of this group for a very long time and tried to be as supportive as possible. Today, I just want to talk about some of the different stuff that's going on. Some people don't know me, some people are new. Our company, we are a wholesaler, which sometimes scares people off. They feel like they should go to a direct manufacturer. There are a lot of benefits to working with a group like DFS because we could pretty much take care of all-in-one flooring, equipment, design, everything. And sometimes we can work within a budget when it comes to possibly used equipment. So a lot of times people will come to me and say, I've got a project, whether it's a person's home, whether it's in the Dominican or anywhere in the United States, we take care of everything from beginning to end. We've been around for about 20 years and worked with a handful of teams in a lot of big schools. This is just a small one that we've done from a long time ago, but we've been fortunate to work with a lot of teams and had a lot of success in the professional field. We purchase equipment. In realistic terms, we are exactly what you would be. We would be your procurement person with a lot better buying power. As much as everybody thinks, you think, well, I'm part of Major League Baseball. We have strong buying power. Well, we buy $30 million worth of product every year. So we have a lot bigger buying power than most people do. And we get better pricing, which allows us the ability to share that pricing. Some people have questioned me over the years. And then when I was given an opportunity, I was able to prove to them that I was able to help them. I do all of the work from beginning to end. I try to be the one person that you have as a contact. We have a whole team at DFS, but we'll do the sales aspect. As you can see the design. We can show you on paper in a 3D rendering how your room would look as realistic as possible. And then we'll deliver it, whether I outsource it to a local group or I deliver it ourselves. And then the last aspect is service. And that's an important one. Some people take advantage of, some people in your group don't, in the sense of, doing preventative maintenance and taking that extra time to get an extra year or two out of your equipment. Really, the big thing is we're here to help you in any sort of way, whether it's accessories, equipment, design. We're here to help you for everything that you need. Some of the products that we work with, the big one is Precor. We are a big competitor of Life Fitness. You've got Dynamic and Powerlift. Powerlift's one of the more recent ones that we have started to link with. And for those that don't realize it or don't know, is Peloton recently bought out Precor. Back in January, they made a major push to get into the commercial game and purchase Precor. And that is going to be a very big move for Direct Fitness. Since we are one of their largest distributors, we are going to be having full access to their commercial bike, which we already do. And we will be able to service that with you guys. As you can see on here, we also have TRX. Again, great partner. I know that Tim works closely with a lot of you guys, but we have a lot of major brands that we can work with within the group, depending on what you're looking for. I put on here just Woodway, simply because we have a lot of used Woodway. We don't sell new. I try to, obviously Deke's a great guy and a good partner to you guys, so I stay right away from that, but we do have access to it. So if somebody's looking for a home, we have some used stuff that we can maybe help with, or Assault's a great partner. Same with Stairmaster and of course Torque. You can see here, we do have a lot of brands. We work with a lot of brands. And like I said, we are a distributor, we're a wholesaler, and we have the ability to access these brands and get you guys best pricing. And I challenge you. I challenge you to come to me and say, hey, I've got a quote. Just give me an opportunity. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not telling you that I won't work with you if you're only buying 10% from me. I understand that you guys have some loyalties and you have some groups that you like to work with. But if I could save you a couple $100 and be able to get you something else in your budget, then that's a plus win-win for both of us. Everything's different, no matter where the facility is. If it's 2 floors, 1 floor, if it's a small little nook in the middle of Montana, we understand that you've got that room, and we're here to help you create that identity that you need for that brand. Some flooring jobs that I've done, I've been very fortunate to do. We did both facilities for the Cincinnati Reds. It was a fun project in Arizona. The one thing I'll say about this job is the one on the left. You would never think Arizona has moisture issues. And most of the time you guys just, you rely on the city to go out, get a flooring bid, have them come in and install the floor. Well, if they don't take the time to check for moisture, which this facility had, they're going to put the wrong adhesive down, and within 2 years, the floor is going to bubble, and now you've got issues. So it's having the knowledge and the understanding of what it takes to do a flooring install. It's not just a simple, tear up and install. It's making sure that you got the right product, that you don't slip and you don't have any issues, little things like that. You can see with the Blackhawks, we've got the inserted floor, and we put that wood look is actually rubber. So it's being able to customize it so it has that wood look, but it's still just a normal rubber. There's no wood insert. That's just, it looks like wood, just to give it that feel. Some custom, obviously you've got different brands, you could do your barbell set, you could do just on your wipes or on the floor or on the wraps of some of your equipment. Obviously this is just a school, but I'm just trying to show you guys that we could customize pretty much anything that you're looking for. Whether you're doing rigs and I know that a lot of people have some relationships with different brands, but I would put Dynamics rigs against many, if not all, brands out in the market right now. The one thing I will say that that we're dealing with, the strongest part that as I show you some different jobs is, we haven't had any setbacks. I see my competitors losing jobs to me because they can't get the product. And, we've got a 6-month delay, or we've got this delay. We haven't seen that. We're seeing it, and we're dealing with the surcharges and the upcharges. Being a distributor, I'm able to come to you and say, okay, I got 3 brands. I could do this one brand in 2 weeks. I could do this one brand in a month, and I could do this one brand. So it allows the flexibility to be able to hit your market. The one thing I'll say is my partner, Tim Green, took the time and took the challenge to go out and overload ordering. So during the pandemic early on last year, we were having access to dumbbells that people couldn't get for months, or kettlebells and things like that. So we're fully stocked, and we are able to help you guys in any sort of way. Obviously, you see the turf, having a strip of turf inside with some dashes. It's just customizing things. We did this is actually the employee weight room for the Texas Rangers. So we sponsored them. It was a sponsorship deal. I'm just trying to show you guys that, again, getting creative with someone who doesn't have a budget, we were able to just create an employee fitness center and do it as a trade. This never cost the Rangers 1 penny. They just gave us some boxes and we called it an even deal. Again, the big thing, we offer certified pre-owned equipment. Obviously, we have new and used. We clean out facilities, and unfortunately right now there's a lot of clubs that are shutting down after a year or two because they're not able to keep up with the demand and with the shutdowns that have happened. So unfortunately for them, and fortunate for me, I've got access to a lot of equipment that we've filled our warehouse with. And that's fortunate for you guys, because whether it's your minor league facility or the Dominican Republic or a player's home, to have access to that equipment and say, listen, I could take care of this player and it'll be done in 2 weeks. It's an important thing. I think, especially right now at the beginning of December, some people were maybe dragging their feet and need something before they go back to spring training. Here's a couple of players' homes that we did. Just small gyms that we could do big and small and work within anything that you guys are looking for. Customizing it with logos, and obviously you could see some of the different equipment. But there's Frank Thomas we did a trade with again. So it's one of those things. I really appreciate you guys. I've always tried to support you guys as much as I can. And I hope you guys can support me and trust that we're doing everything we can to keep you guys strong. And I really appreciate your time, and have a great holiday and Merry Christmas to all you guys. Thank you.
Chris,
Thanks,
I appreciate it. Chris and Direct Fitness Solutions been an all-star vendor since they've been with us. They're another company that takes care of our meals when we're in person, and he's always available. That's part of it. The customer service part is that he's been Johnny on the spot when needed during the season. So I could definitely say that, and he's definitely helped many of my athletes in the off season for their homes. So thank you for your support, and I wish I got a chance to see you, but we'll connect here soon.
I'll hug it out with you, Matt. I'll hug it. I'll give you the big one.
All
I
right.
look forward to seeing you guys next year. I will be there in February if you guys have that event. So I look forward to it.
Thank you. See you soon.